Hello and welcome to the webinar, Magento 1 End of Life Migration Accelerators, PIM Data Governance, and more, with Redstage and Akeneo. Today we're going to discuss some more of the pressing issues in the migration initiative we have that we call Magento 1 End of Life, and this is also the next webinar in our Webinar Week series. Our speakers today are Adam Batty from Akeneo and myself, Don Bengaro from Redstage. Hey Adam, how's it going?
Great, Don. How are you?
Good.
All right, so we will kick things off. So as we begin this webinar, the first thing, of course, we want to look at is why migrate from Magento 1 to Magento 2. And there's multiple reasons why, right? So Magento 2 offers 50% faster loading times. There's improved responsiveness across a range of platforms and channels. There's a better admin panel, enhanced security, and increased flexibility. But of course, migrating also comes with some challenges. So upgrading to the newest version of the platform, of course, means that you have to spend time, money, and energy. And you have to move your organization's website to a new platform, right? And that can mean building new themes from scratch. And it can also mean dealing with new extensions and SEO indexing issues. So fortunately, PIM is here to help. So the question, of course, is how can Akeneo PIM help you migrate from Magento 1 to Magento 2? So there are 5 main ways that we've identified that Akeneo can help you migrate. So first, it makes the data migration easier, right? Which is an important component of it, of course. It also allows you to ensure high quality data governance, which is a very important and sometimes underlooked component of e-commerce. It boosts efficiency and productivity among your marketers. It helps you ditch what we call a duct tape solution that we often see with e-commerce customers. And it also eases expansion efforts. But before we get too much into detail about that, let's talk a little bit about Akeneo and help you understand what Akeneo offers and how it can help. And then we'll circle back around and talk about how it can help you with your migration. And then we'll have Redstage offer their insights. So about Akeneo, we were founded in 2013. We're an open source solution with on-premise, PaaS, and SaaS versions. So our founders set out with the idea to help marketers. They want to build an application that's designed specifically for them to provide high quality product information. And so that's what they've done. Today we have 300 enterprise customers in the B2B and B2C spaces across the world in a wide range of industries. As you can see there, we have 120 solution partners, more than 50,000 installations. A lot of those are through our community edition, which is our free version. And again, we have offices all over the world. So how can Akeneo help you? So first we want to look at e-commerce, right? So we know the e-commerce world right now is evolving very rapidly, right? Kind of feels like everyone's trying to keep up with Amazon. And if you want to survive, you have to do a few things. You have to preserve your market share. You have to attract new clients. You have to increase customer loyalty and revenue. But of course, this is easier said than done. That's because customer expectations are higher than ever before, right? Today, omni-channel is king. It's something we hear talk about. Customers expect to have access to products and services from anywhere, anytime, right? They expect to see something on their mobile phone and then go onto the website and see the same or equivalent product experience. Omni-channel really is king. They also expect their product experience to be tailored to their device, right? So there's different limitations across channels, right? But they expect the customer experience to be tailored to that device. So as brands and retailers, they need to understand how clients interact with their products across all their touch points, across all of these channels. But there's of course more to it than just being omni-channel. So we also know that the future of e-commerce is going to belong to those that embrace this concept of personalization. Customers expect brands and retailers to provide a unique and a personalized customer experience, one that's complete with information that speaks to them and their needs, right? It's not just generic, and products and experiences that match their preferences and their purchase history. So the question is, how do you offer this customer experience to your customers? So at Akeneo, our conviction is that you do this, and you cannot build a personalized and compelling omni-channel customer experience without a good product experience. So product experience really is key. And good product experience means a high level of personalization and specialization, means you have to build a product catalog with high quality, accurate, consistent, and emotionally resonant product assets, descriptions, and images. And we believe that this product information is the foundation of the product experience and customer experience that turns shoppers into customers. So, what do you have today to manage your product experience? Unfortunately, we find that many customers struggle with managing this product information, able to provide a high quality customer experience. We found that 94% of companies are using inefficient, unscalable solutions. A common example we'll see is Excel, right? A lot of times companies will have all their product information spread across spreadsheets, right, across the enterprise. Or sometimes they'll try to manage this information in other applications that aren't designed for it, like an ERP or even Magento itself. So these solutions are part of the picture, not designed explicitly to manage product information. And these customers are finding that it's not cutting it, right? They're not able to really comprehensively manage their product information. And they're finding that these kind of fill gap methods, these temporary solutions, right? They're leading to errors, leading to incomplete data, and they're creating internal silos, which is something we see a lot. There's no place where everyone in the enterprise that needs to can see all their product information. And this is leading to a customer experience that really isn't high quality. But fortunately, there's a better way. And that's PIM, right? And PIM stands for productivity solution that enables your enterprise to more effectively manage product data. So the idea is that it centralizes and standardizes product data marketing teams to provide higher quality information. It allows enterprises to quickly scale and expand across different locales and channels. And it streamlines, helps your team become more efficient, accelerates time to market, and leaves them free to focus on creating compelling content for customers, right? They're not bogged down filling in spreadsheets. They're able to add more value because they have more time available. So how does it work? So the way Akeneo works is that information from your suppliers or your ERP, or in some cases other internal or external systems, right? So every enterprise is differently, right? The product creation process begins in different places, but typically we'll see it begins with supplier and ERP, and that's on the left side of the diagram that you can see. And then you import it into Akeneo. And in Akeneo, you manage and enrich your products to a high standard. You can use all the tools that Akeneo offers. You can adapt the information and the assets to fit the requirements of each individual channel and locale. And then you use the PIM to publish this newly enriched information across all your customer touch points, which you can see on the right? And that's that omni-channel experience. So you're customizing the product to each customer endpoint, each channel. Here's a little more information on it. So what the PIM will do is it allows you to create a single source of truth for your product information. You're not going to have those multiple spreadsheets scattered across your enterprise. And this means that there's less duplicate work, it means there's fewer errors, and it provides consistency across all your customer touchpoints. Next, we have Akeneo Teamwork Assistants, right? And these tools, they maximize between teams and they streamline the enrichment processes. So everyone can see what everyone else is working on, and it makes the enrichment process more efficient. And we found that it can increase marketer efficiency by up to 50%. And another component to that is this idea of completeness, right? So Akeneo allows you and helps you to eliminate errors and consistency in product information. You're able to dictate exactly what information is required before a customer can view it. So you can be sure that your products aren't going out to customers in an incomplete state or an incorrect state, right? There's lots of safeguards in Akeneo to ensure that only information that is accurate and correct and only products that are complete are actually making it out to your customer's eyes. Akeneo also offers some automation, workflow, and validation features, right, that are designed to speed up the enrichment process. Again, the idea is you want your marketers spending time adding value, right? And punching in the same number or the same value over and over again is not adding value. Providing a better, more comprehensive description of your product. So we want marketers to be able to spend more time on those kinds of processes instead of just putting in information over and over again. And then of course, Akeneo can also help handle your media, right? So we all know that images and videos are an important component now to customer experience, right? That visual experience. So in Akeneo, you can manage these visual assets and it allows your marketers to have a comprehensive view of what media customers are seeing, right? So you can see which images are associated with which products, and they can build their descriptions off that and look at the overarching product view that customers are going to see. So what makes Akeneo different? Well, there are a few things. You'll find that the majority of our competitors are closed source, right? Akeneo is open source, so anyone can use our software. They're also super expensive, right? Akeneo, I think we're very competitive with our prices. Also, a lot of our competitors aren't designed specifically for e-commerce. They're more MDM solutions, or they're designed for specific industries, so much for e-commerce. They also tend to be difficult to connect with third-party systems. Fortunately, Akeneo, because we're open source, they're very easy to integrate, right? We have relationships with dozens, if not 100+ vendors, right? DAMs, different e-commerce solutions, different ERPs. We have connectors, we have a marketplace. So there's a wide ecosystem out there of connectors and resources that you can leverage to make your e-commerce solution work. And also we find that most of our competitors aren't made for marketers, right? They're made as IT solutions. At Akeneo, we really focus on that marketer, the person that's putting in that product information. That's the main focus of Akeneo, because those are the people that really make that customer experience and help you close those sales. So it's important to note that, as I just said, our founders, when they created Akeneo, the idea from the beginning was open source, and they wanted to make marketers' lives easier, right? And they really just wanted to end this reign of terror, as we jokingly call it, right? Spreadsheets are a nightmare, right? And so the main purpose of Akeneo is to help your marketers provide that quality information. So what does all this mean for your business? So we found that a PIM can help in a lot of different ways. So first, it can boost sales and cut returns by improving the quality of information presented to customers, right? Obviously, if you're a customer looking to make a purchase and you see incomplete or wrong information, you're probably not going to make that purchase, right? And the PIM helps to cut down on that. It also decreases time to market by helping your team be more efficient, right? So I continuously talked about eliminating those repetitive tasks, right? So if your product team isn't spending time doing duplicative work over and over again, they're able to get products to market more quickly. Also, Akeneo offers a wide variety of products by helping you better manage a large product catalog, right? So you're able to manage more products, right, in your catalog. So oftentimes we'll find marketers struggle just to bring in and maintain their current products. So if they want to expand and double their catalog size, it's difficult, right? But using Akeneo, using these efficiency tools and productivity tools, they're able to handle a larger catalog. And also, Akeneo can help create the compelling omnichannel customer experience that we talked about earlier. And then finally, it helps you expand, right? So in Akeneo, we're designed to quickly expand to new locales. We offer easy translations. And then we have this concept of channels, multiple channels. So in Akeneo, you build a foundation of product information. And then if you decide that you want to expand to a new country with a different language, you can do that quickly and easily. And if you decide that, hey, you want to go to a new marketplace or offer a mobile app, you can do that as well. It's very simple to do with Akeneo. All right, so back to the main topic of today's webinar. How can PIM help you migrate from Magento 1 to Magento 2? This is what we'll discuss in a little more detail, and then we'll have Redstage come in with some real-life experiences. So first off, Akeneo makes it easy, right, to migrate from 1 to 2. And this is because Akeneo has a long history with Magento. We have a connector that we support between Akeneo and Magento. And so it simplifies the migration process by allowing you to really quickly import your Magento 1 data into Akeneo, clean it up, enrich it, make it better, make it more comprehensive, and then easily load it into Magento 2. So the actual process is going to be made easier because of Akeneo, and you're going to be able to provide better product information. All right, so implement good data governance, right? This is key, especially in the PIM world. There's no better place to implement good data governance on your product information than in a PIM. This is really what it's designed for. And we found that data governance is something that almost every e-commerce customer struggles with, right, at some level, right? So when you think about things like colors or technical specs, dimensions, how do you ensure consistency, right? How do you ensure accuracy? A lot of customers we find struggle with this. And this is really what a PIM is designed for. We have a lot of tools around it. And so a one-time migration from Magento 1 to Magento 2 is a great opportunity to pull this data out. Maybe right now it's not in the perfect shape that you'd like it to be. Put it in Akeneo, do some transformation, clean it up, provide better quality data, and then load it into Magento 2. All right, and then again, boost efficiency and productivity, right? So using Akeneo, you're able to change and update your product information in mass, right? Right now, maybe that's a struggle, but if you migrate into, Akeneo, you're able to do that. You're able to make mass changes, change thousands of products with a click of a button. And again, you can eliminate those repetitive processes. So ditch the duct tape. So what we find often is that because e-commerce is such a dynamic space, we find that customers have kind of strung along a lot of back-end systems, a lot of processes just to make things work, right? Sometimes this means that product information is partially in the ERP, it could be in spreadsheets, there could be, sometimes we find customers manage their product information directly in Magento. So it's this kind of duct tape together solution that makes things work, right? But it's not ideal, right? So a PIM is designed to handle all this for you. So it's a great opportunity to kind of get rid of these workarounds and do it correctly and build that strong foundation of product information. And so this migration is a great opportunity to do that. And then again, we just talked about this, but ease of expansion efforts, right? So having Akeneo, right, moving from 1 into Akeneo and then moving on to 2, it's going to allow you to future-proof your e-commerce, right? Because Magento 2 obviously is a more powerful platform, right? So perhaps in the future, you really want to expand your e-commerce. Well, Akeneo is going to allow you to do that, right? It's an important part of it. You're going to easily be able to scale with locales and different channels and build out your portfolio and make it bigger, right? And by having all of these powerful tools in Akeneo, it's easier to manage. So in summation, Akeneo PIM can really be your best friend in this migration. Magento 2 provides a lot of new features, capabilities, improvements that you can definitely take advantage of, and then you can lean on PIM and all the new solutions and all the features that we offer, that we provide, to not only give you the superior performance and capabilities of Magento 2, but really kind of refine your product creation process and provide better customer experience, right? Which was what we just talked about, right? Providing customers with that compelling customer experience is vital in e-com today, and having a PIM will make that easier. All right, so I'll turn it over to Don.
Thanks, Adam. All right, everybody. So at Redstage, we work really hard to create today's digital leaders in the B2B space. And for B2B companies, there are a lot of challenges driving the market today and driving a lot of change, specifically around millennials and the way they operate, trying to match the Amazon experience, as Adam mentioned. And one of the things that we specialize in is a core competency of ours is really helping B2Bs to adapt to that level, as well as bringing B2Cs, allowing B2Cs to really upgrade their customer experience overall. So I'm going to share a couple of things on that. So building off of the product data and all of that insight that Adam shared, there are a few more ways that we can use data to our advantage coming from a customer-facing standpoint. So some of the advantages of great product information are that you as a retailer can become a product authority in your niche. You can create better experiences, drive loyalty and retention, reduce returns, and beat Amazon at their own game. Now we're going to show you how to do that. So here's a quick set of snapshots from one of our clients, Red Dress Boutique, who you may have heard of from their episode on Shark Tank. So they do a really great job of asserting their product authority in a variety of some pretty custom ways that we added to their site here. So their product description is pretty thorough. It gives off its own personality about the model that's wearing the clothing. They have an about the fit section, which will tell you exactly how the piece of clothing feels, what size person it's best for, and then the model info for the specific model in the image. All of these different ways that Red Dress uses their data allow them to stand out from their competitors and really, really show that they know exactly what product they're talking about, who it's for, down to the personality of the buyer. This comes from a really thorough understanding of their customer and a good use of their data. So Some top tips for doing this yourself is to show and tell your audience exactly how to use their product like they do here, and use data to inform your customer of their exact needs and let them know that you understand exactly what they're looking for. Another way is to offer DIY guides and tips for customers when applicable. Here there are some very specific sizings and whatnot for the model, but if this is something like how to build an IKEA table or something of that nature, you want to tell them how to do it themselves, and that just adds a little bit of extra value for the customer who's viewing your site. Another one of our clients is called Yummy Mummy, and Yummy Mummy specializes in selling breast pumps for new mothers. So one of the ways that Yummy Mummy displays their product authority is by having customer-facing info that helps customers find the right product and offers them a better and faster overall experience. Here you can see one of their comparison charts that shows a variety of different pumps that they offer, and even includes, as you can see in the lower bubble, some insight from actual moms. Moms love this pump because ... a variety of reasons across the board in different categories for different products. So this gives extra insight to the customer because they, in the same way that reviews would show who a product is for, who likes it, and whatnot, this explains, the direct benefit to the customer for the specific product, which is a huge advantage for Yummy Mummy. The 2 C's of product info that we say here at Redstage are, correct and consistent. So you're going to want to have your product info be correct across your site and consistent everywhere that it shows up, whether that's on Amazon or any other omni-channel areas or avenues that you have set up, in store and everything else, which is something that Akeneo PIM can definitely help you with. Consistent and clear product data brings your products to life, and quick find guides like these can really help customers get the most of your products and show them exactly where to go and exactly what's for them. Here's another example. It's funny, Adam Morris, our CEO, actually spoke about this at Magento Imagine in 2017, but strikingly, Amazon still hasn't kind of caught up. So I told you we're going to tell you how to beat Amazon earlier, and this is just one of the many ways that merchants can get a leg up. So if we look at the example on the left in blue, this is an example from one of our past clients, Annapolis Performance Sailing, and we had set up their site to their catalog to have a very clear-cut menu. So if anyone owns a boat, you know that if you need a block, which is what these are, for a specific line, those blocks have to, be made specifically for a specific size line that you're going to have on there. If you don't, the line can tear, it can rip, it can break, and those are just things that you don't want to have happen when you're, out sailing. So Annapolis's menu lets you break it down to a specific line and will only show you the specific product that you want. Fortunately, Amazon's product catalog is so vast that in some of these very niche areas like sailing equipment, their search engine just doesn't cut it. If you look at the option and if you look at the snapshot on the right, you can see that we searched for the same exact thing as we did on Annapolis' site, which was a 1/4-inch line. If you look at the product info below, you'll notice that this has a maximum rope line of 1.5 inches. So this was like the 6th result on Amazon search. If you are looking for the right product, it's going to take a little bit longer on Amazon if you're, than it would on a site where the catalog is specifically set up to help merchants find exactly what they need based on the product information and all the data that goes into that. Now we're going to get to our latest PIM implementation story. So Redstage and our team worked with Akeneo to implement a PIM for one of our clients in the aerospace industry that makes parts for airplanes. So the client was looking to transition product updates and enrichment to Akeneo for the catalog of, actually I think that was over 5 million different SKUs. So that's a variety of, millions of different parts and a lot of information, which was an initial challenge. The business value was that the product enrichment happened on Akeneo's platform, which will have less performance impact on Magento, keep their site speed going up to speed, and it would allow us to get in some of the other custom tools and features and really improve the data enrichment process. So the project was innovative because it was the first time Akeneo had this many SKUs imported in their system, and we had to tweak and kind of invent the process on how to do it. So the initial results before we started all of our tweaking was that it took 24 hours to import 30K different products. After we did a bit of custom work, we were importing 25,000 products per hour, which is an insane increase from the work that we did. So what this means is that Redstage can migrate product information for Akeneo faster than any other agency out there. And that's a fact that we're really proud of. So I know we breezed through a lot of this information, but this is something new that we've created specifically for B2Bs on the manufacturing, distribution, and wholesale side of the industry. We are now offering our Power Index totally free. It's just something that's kind of a guide to help you understand all the different areas that you can optimize on your site, from various different customer experience aspects and other areas you'd want to optimize. So if you go to the link at the bottom of the screen, you can download this right now. And we're happy to share it as well if you want to send a message to info@redstage.com. But other than that, let's dive into some of the questions that have been asked during the webinar. All right, let me just pull these up. So it looks like we have a couple of questions for Akeneo. Let me just jump in here. So Adam, I'll ask, how long does an Akeneo project take?
Sure, Don. So there's definitely some variation. It really depends on the customer and the shape that their product information is. So we have some customers that are able to move quite quickly, and they can implement in as quickly as a month. And then there's some projects, there's some more complexity. Perhaps they have a large product catalog and they really need to spend time refining, and it can, in that case, take a few months. So there's definitely some variation, but it can be done quickly. It just depends on how committed a customer is to cleansing their data and how soon they want to go live.
Gotcha. How long does it take to connect Akeneo to a Magento system for a merchant?
So Akeneo offers some connectors. We actually have an officially supported connector with Magento. So using those connectors, it can be a very quick process. If there's some customizations that are necessary, then there can be a little bit of development work. But a lot of times we have customers that are able to use those connectors right out of the box.
Gotcha. And there's another question here. Why would you say that PIM is important for B2Bs specifically?
Sure. We have a lot of B2B customers, and we find that they tend to struggle with providing customers that quality information. I think in the B2C space, it's kind of implicitly understood. Hey, that customer that's going on the website, if there's a nice image there and a good description, right, it's gonna make them make that purchase decision. In the B2B space, I think that's neglected, and I think it's a great opportunity to differentiate yourself. If you use Akeneo and really provide good quality information, that B2B customer is still going to appreciate it and still get that benefit. And we're also finding a lot of B2B customers, there can be some huge product catalogs, and sometimes there's some incomplete information. So as part of an Akeneo implementation, they're able to go through and clean that up and fill in that missing information. So there's definitely a lot of value there.
Gotcha. Yeah, and I'll add on to that I just saw a recent report where Bank of America predicted Amazon will take 10% of the B2B market by 2021. So focusing on optimizing, products and product information and better, data governance and data, hygiene. Anything else that B2B companies can do to match the Amazon experience, they should start doing now, so that they can get ahead of that curve, because the wave is on its way, and Amazon is breaking out of B2C and really making B2B a priority. So I think it's good for PIMs to exist, and good for companies to really try and get on this wave of creating that B2C Amazon-like experience before it's too late. I think that's all the time we have for today, but thank you, Adam, for joining us, and thank you everybody else who stayed for this webinar. If you'd like any more information on this, feel free to reach out to info@redstage.com, and thanks for coming.
Thanks, Don.
Thanks, Adam. Talk to you soon.